The Wizard's Duel. Once there was a boy named Arthur, but everybody called him Walt. One day he saw some birds flash by the window. The birds frisked about gaily in the sunshine, but poor Walt had to stay inside the dark tower and study his lessons. He gave a deep sigh. "What?" said Merlin, who was his teacher. "Whatever you learn, learn as well as you can. Get back to your lessons, boy." Walt said, "I wish I were a bird." Now Merlin was a wizard, and good at changing people into different things. "I think I'll grant your wish," he said. Merlin stood up and, pointing his wand at the boy, chanted a magic spell. At once Walt began to shrink. He grew smaller and smaller and smaller. And suddenly he changed into a little sparrow. His arms were feathered wings. His body was tiny and covered with grey and brown feathers. And he had a squeaky, bird-like voice with which to sing and chirp. "I'm a bird," chirped Walt. His tiny body shook with joy. "I'm a bird, watch me fly." With that he launched himself from the tower window, and with widespread wings he glided smoothly through the air. Walt taught himself many more flying tricks. Soon he was a swift, graceful flyer. He was flying along, admiring the clouds, when a black speck showed in the sky. It was a hungry hawk. "Walt!" cried Merlin from the window. "Watch out!" With a flick of his wings, Walt darted away. The hawk followed him, its huge, dark wings beating strongly. It was a long, long chase. But the feeble little sparrow escaped by dropping down a chimney. Exhausted, he fell to the bottom of a cold and sooty fireplace. "Where am I?" he wondered. Just then he saw a funny old witch peering at him. "Well, well, well, look who's come to visit Madam Mim," she cackled. "A little sparrow." "Oh, please, I'm really a boy," chirped Walt. "Merlin changed me with his wonderful magic." At this the old witch shrieked with laughter. "Merlin's magic is dreary and dim when compared to the magic of Madam Mim," she said. Just then the witch heard her name called. "Who's that?" she cried. In a puff of smoke stood Merlin. "Madam Mim," he said, terribly stern, "let Walt go." The witch gave a gurgling laugh. "Try to make me, dear," she cried. "I challenge you to a wizard's duel to take place immediately." Nodding grimly, Merlin accepted the witch's challenge. Soon they were outside and ready to duel. Walt sat down on a tree limb and gave a puzzled chirp. "What's a wizard's duel?" he wondered. Merlin answered him, "Madam Mim and I will change ourselves to different things in order to destroy each other." When Walt heard this, he began to shiver. Meanwhile, Madam Mim and Merlin had drawn their wands. "Ready?" howled the witch. "Get set. Duel!" Madam Mim started the duel by changing into a crocodile. In a flash, Merlin became a tiny turtle and hid inside his hat. And when the crocodile found him there, Merlin changed into a rabbit and nimbly hopped away. Changing into a fox, the witch chased the rabbit, but then Merlin changed into a hunting dog, and he chased the fox. Madam Mim changed from fox to tiger, only to find that the dog had changed into a sharp-clawed crab. Furious at having her nose pinched, she turned into a sharp-horned rhino. As a mouse, however, Merlin easily slipped by the lumbering rhino. But then, calling on her blackest magic, Madam Mim changed into a fearsome, flame-spewing dragon. Walt gulped in dismay. Whatever could poor Merlin change to now to save himself? Merlin changed into a tiny germ. The tiny germ carried a rare illness called purple pox, which was very catching. In a flash, the dragon broke out all over in a rash of great purple spots. Anyone sick with purple pox had to stay in bed for 2 whole weeks. And so, Merlin clearly was the winner of the wizard's duel. Quickly, Merlin changed himself and Wart back into people. "Sir," Wart asked him after they had put Madam Mim to bed, "how did you ever learn such powerful wizardry?" "When I was a boy," answered Merlin, "whatever I learned as well as I could." "Oh," said Wart in a small voice. Merlin chucked him under the chin. "Wart," he said fondly, "get back to your lessons." "I will, sir," said Wart. "I will." And that's exactly what he did.